Hey everyone, welcome back to the Abom79 podcast. I'm your host, Adam Booth.
And co-host Abby Booth.
We have anything to talk about today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
We got nothing. And we're done. No, I'm just kidding.
And cut. Just hanging out in the podcast room.
Okay, I received my new t-shirt today that I made.
Look at that. That is cool.
It's a Drill Index t-shirt.
It turned out nice.
It's cute, isn't it?
That looks good. That's one of the drawings that I made on Fusion of the Drill Index as I was developing it.
Yeah.
And we just, I exported it as a PDF, and that's what you used to make the art file, right?
Yes, that's correct. And I might go back in and add the little fractions and everything. I'm not sure.
Little numbers?
The little numbers.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool.
Yeah, the way that I had to put that in, the way that file is made is that I didn't know a way to actually include the fractions on there because those are projected down onto that face.
Right.
So where they're sitting at on the file, you can't see them because they get projected down. So I couldn't figure out how to do it with the fractions on there. There might be another way to do it, but I wasn't clever enough to figure that out.
Well, I can add them.
Yeah.
In my program.
Well, I think it looks good.
Problem.
That's pretty cool. That shirt is something that Abby had been talking about all year long that she wanted to make, and she cornered me one day and she goes, "I need that print."
I think I asked him for 3 weeks.
So you had
3 weeks is what it took.
Yeah, I think she had that on the website the same day that the drill indexes went for sale.
Correct.
Speaking of drill indexes went for sale, we finally hit the date that we decided that it was time. It was time to put them up on the website. It was time to launch them. And boy, wasn't that a little bit of a stressful day for us.
I had a knot in my stomach since like March.
Yeah.
And it was because of the sales, like the way that you buy things, not people buying them, but just the way. And I messed up. I messed up a little bit. But it's okay.
It is okay.
I put it up a little earlier than 11, and somebody bought one, which is great.
Yeah.
And then also I messed up with the shipping. So, but everything's okay. Everything's okay. So
Well,
some people got free shipping.
Tell them what happened.
So yay, congratulations. So
Yeah.
I didn't know how to fix it. It's okay.
It is okay.
It's totally okay.
Abby was very stressed out because we had them launch at I think it was 11 o'clock Central Time Zone for us, and she had several people buy them instantly.
Right.
I mean, I'd say within the first few minutes.
Yes.
And then we noticed in the sales order it had shipping $0.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there's no shipping being added to it, so we're gonna have to pay for all the shipping. And so she was trying to figure out how to add the shipping, and that was a chore. I mean, she didn't know what to do. So luckily there was a text thing where you can text somebody and then they helped walk you through it, and then you were able to get it figured out. I
know that I've said this before, but it does really seem to me that like all adults like know what they're doing, but I don't, like, ever.
No.
But I also don't pretend like I know. I really don't know. But it went really well. We completely sold out of the red, which is really exciting. It's so pretty, and we got them all shipped out. So
yeah,
it's exciting.
That surprised us because of our Instagram post that we seemed like we had a lot more people favor the green versus the red, and so when they started selling, we had a lot more reds selling than we did the green version.
Yeah. Yeah.
And which is fine. I mean, we ultimately we want to have different colors available, you know, as extra options out there.
We got a lot of comments about the purple.
Yeah.
It really is pretty, and I can't wait to. I think the next batch is going to have some purple in it.
We're gonna go ahead. We had a sample anodized in purple on the last batch that we sent up there to have finished, and it was a color that we just wanted to try. That's one of their stock colors, you know. And it came back
pretty.
And it looked good.
It did.
And I showed it on Instagram, and there was a lot of people that were like, heck yeah, I'm going to hold out for the purple.
Yeah.
So the next batch that we send up, we're going to go ahead and have purple made. So what I thought about, there's a couple other colors that I want to sample. So we are going to send a couple samples in addition to they do have pink.
We're getting it done.
I want gold. They have a gold color. I think gold would look really cool.
Agreed.
They have blue, and they have pink, they have orange, and then there was another shade of green. It was more of a brighter type green.
Like a lime green type of thing?
No, not quite a lime green, but yeah, close to
Okay.
that range of green. So when we send the next batch, we're going to send a couple extras that we can get some samples done.
Well-
so, which is good because I've been working on them, and I have 2 that I goofed up on that are not going to be, you know, like the normal ones that I want to sell.
Yeah.
They're going to be second tier, or, you know, blims as I'm
Seconds,
calling
yeah,
them.
yeah.
They have a little scallop machined in them accidentally from the new face mill that I'm using. It came over to the first one, and as it was coming down to make the second step down and the third step down for the facing pass, it was cutting into the first one that it cut.
Whoops. Ugh.
I mean, and it was only 10 thousandths, but it's
Yeah.
got that little scallop going through the outside of it. So, you know,
We are going to be putting the seconds up on the website. And
we have quite a few. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I've got, like, if I had to guess, 8 or 10 of them. And that's because it's only natural when you have a bunch of parts that you're working at. Some of them are going to get damaged.
Yeah.
So we had a few in anodizing that got scratched, and they separated those. They put a tag with it, and they actually did not charge us for those that they scratched.
That's
And
a stand-up thing to do.
yeah, it was really cool. So we've got those, and some of them got dented up in shipping as well, and not bad. There's a few that have a little dent on the side, so you can definitely see it. And on the bottom of the feet, it was like, you know, there's like it was hitting the feet, so you got little areas that's been knocked into. So those have all just been separated in the box, and those are going to be sold at a different time as like a second tier or a scratch and dent, whatever we decide to call it.
We could not thank everybody enough that bought one already. And
Yeah.
this has been a very long journey for Adam and I.
It's been
we've
all
learned
year.
a lot, and it's been really, really fun and scary and cool and great. So I think I felt like I had the weight of the world off my chest once we got those going, because it was just, everything was kind of for that. And we did okay. We did good. So, you know, we figured it all out.
Yeah,
I did buy a new thermal printer for labels, and I'm kind of in love with that thing.
Yeah, you love that.
Very cool.
I took a video of you that we did not post, so you're going to have to throw that into this podcast so they can see.
Okay, we just got our new printer to print all of our labels, and I'm really excited. So I'm getting ready to hit print for our very first one. This was a test. So here's the first official label printed. Ready?
Yep.
Woo! It's so fast! Look at that! Oh my gosh! That's easy! Oh, I love it.
I love the little wins.
Me too.
Abby was really excited because it was all her. She got the printer, got it hooked up. She printed a sample label, and she was so excited about it, you know?
Well, it's been a really fun journey. So I'm
Yeah, it has
glad
been.
that we got that past us, so we can move on to the next things, and we have a lot that we want to do. So this is fun.
I think it's going to be some improvements now too.
Yeah.
You know, we've said this from the beginning. We're learning how to do this stuff. We're learning what it takes to be a small business in
Correct.
manufacturing. You know, we're only making one product besides the jobs that we do. And this is all new to us. So even the Shopify thing, the store is, Abby took that upon herself to learn it and figure it out. And you can tell there's still a lot of things to learn.
I could do an entire podcast just on that. And honestly, I don't know everything about it. Not even close. So.
But you said that you're gonna work on a different storefront
That's
as well,
correct.
right? It's gonna work a little bit. I had this idea that it would be really great to have a storefront when someone is interested in a product, say the drill index, that we can have photos up there of photos that we've taken of the manufacturing. I would like that because we take so many photos that people can go through and see the process, you know, instead of having just the one photo of the product that you want to purchase on. So that's one of the things that Abby said she was going to work on, is to make a different storefront.
We have our own site, and I didn't want to send people away from our site to go to the Shopify store. And was a choice I made, but that limits what we can do.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because you really can't see the products that well.
Yeah.
And you don't get to, so I don't know why. I'm sure they're going to be fixing that at some point, but right now it's not that way. So we'll get it all squared away. It'll be soon.
Well, now that it's up and running and
Yes.
it's going, these are things that you can just work on, in the background and trying
Yes.
to improve and make things better.
And we do have magnets for sale that I made.
Yeah.
So thank
Those
you
look
for
great.
everyone who has supported this one. So
Yeah,
and then we have the Abom79 one too.
We haven't even promoted those yet,
We
but
haven't.
we had those made, I don't know, a couple months ago, and so you can buy those on the site. Hold up the feed and speed chart again. So this is something that I had Abby make for me years ago. I mean, this was probably 6-8 years ago.
My first project that I did for you.
Yeah. So she made one of those just for me to
font.
use. It was just my personal feed and speed chart
Yeah.
that she put together for me. And I told her, I said, as I'm getting into this CNC stuff, I'm realizing there's one of the benefits of having an enclosure is that, anything magnetic, there's a nice big wall that you can stick something on.
Yeah.
So having those magnets is great, that you can stick it up on your CNC machine or wherever a metal surface is, and have a feed and
Toolbox.
speed chart, your toolbox,
Yeah.
just right there handy.
Shop fridge.
Because I got to where I use that chart all the time when I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what surface speed is or what RPM I'm running, you know what I mean? And so we decided to make that into something that we could sell on the storefront.
Yeah.
So and we tried to price them so that they're affordable and they're not. Hopefully they don't feel like they're too expensive. We're making a few bucks off of it, but we had to pay to have them printed. And anyway, I wanted a feed and speed chart, but I thought it would be really cool to have the original logo there as well.
Yeah.
Because I've been noticing a lot of guys have that, like they've taken their logo or their brand or their shop and they put it on a magnet and it's sticking on their machine. I'm like,
Yeah.
why don't we do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we just ended up doing that. And so those are the two, but we have some other things coming too, probably in the next year.
Yeah.
We've got some more ideas for some things that we can, stuff like that
Yeah.
we're going to be working on.
Yeah.
We won't go into that right now.
No.
But we do have some more ideas.
But thank you for supporting our work. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it. We had a lot of sales right the first hour, and it went well. And some people even bought 2 of them.
They did.
I was surprised.
That shocked me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I don't know,
5
people that bought 2.
Yeah.
Abby said there was a lot of women that made
There
orders.
was. I hope it's a Christmas gift. That
Yes.
makes, or it's just for them, and also, heck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I there was a lot of women, and I think we're up to 29 states.
Oh, that's right.
We
yeah.
added another state, so
Yeah.
the drill index is mailed out to 29 different states.
I
That makes me
enjoyed.
happy.
So it was me, Abby, and Keely, our niece.
Yep.
Keely's been helping us. She helped us pack up every single one of them. It's just us 3. So like I packaged
Yep.
drills, Abby boxed them up, Keely boxed them up, and then we all worked together when it was time to ship them all out.
Yeah.
And we all went out there and taped them and put the labels on them. And then Abby and Keely just went ahead, and since there was so many at once, she's like, well, I'm just going to put them in my car and take them out in the post office, and that's what she did.
Yep,
So they did
that's
that
right.
together.
It was really great to be able to work with her, and she's a hard worker. 15, and she's
Yeah.
a hard worker. So yeah,
Keely's been enjoying coming around the shop.
Yeah.
So we've been bringing her over. Abby goes and picks her up like once a week, and she comes and just hangs out with us for a few hours.
but she has touched every single drill index pretty much. So it's really exciting that we're all 3 of us a part of it. So
Yeah, exactly. Every one of those things are handled by just us 3.
Yeah.
And then you have the anodizers there on top of it that work on it too. But those truly are made by us, packaged by us,
Yep.
and we've put a lot into that. We've been working on that all year long.
And if you got one and it gets delivered, and send us a pic, send us where you put it. Where's it gonna live? Is it gonna be in your shop? Is it gonna be on your desk? I'd love to see pictures.
I would
I
too.
hope everybody loves it.
Yeah, I would too. I'd love to see where people put them.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to be a user tool out there in the shop right next to the machine, or or maybe you're going to put it somewhere on a shelf somewhere. We've heard from people that say they're going to do
Yeah.
both things.
We this means so much to us. So we know we've just been harping on this, but we're really, really excited.
The drill index, I think we might have talked about this before, but the drill index is something that I have always loved. I've collected them for years. It's just a tool that I've always loved ever since I found them and discovered what they were, and they're vintage. I always wanted to make one for myself.
Yeah.
And I never did. I never did. All these years later, and then I get into CNC machining, and then one day it dawns on me, I'm like, I should go ahead and use my Miltronics to make myself a drill index now. And then it was, well, maybe I can make this something that other people might want to buy too. So it went from there, and I decided that's going to be a product that I'm going to make. And I have had a lot of questions, people leaving suggestions too, asking questions, are we going to make different versions of it? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
I am going to make other versions of
Yes.
it. I have people asking about metric for one.
Yes.
I am going to make a metric version. It's going
Yes.
to be a 25 piece. That's the standard size for the metric, is a 25 piece. I already have a set of drills there that I can use for my testing and making sure I get the hole sizes right. And then I've had people ask about letter sizes and number sizes. I'm interested in all those things.
Yeah.
I'm even interested in some that have drills and taps, like a drill and tap set. So you could take this drill index and have it over by your mill, and it'll have the tap drill size and the corresponding tap right next to it in sets. So it's just going to take me some time to get all these developed, though. I'm still working on our very first one. I'm not even through this initial push of getting the ones out there that I wanted to get created. But I do plan on working on the metric version next. That's the next one in line.
And I know we've said this for our giveaway, which we are going to be doing another giveaway at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So don't worry. But we are going to try to find a way to make this easier for our international people, because shipping adds like another $100 to this thing. And that is ridiculous. So, I mean, no one should have to pay that. So we're sorry about that. I hate it. I personally hate that. But we'll get that figured out, and that'll be an option, especially with the metric version. So we'll just do it.
Yep, for sure. But I second what Abby said. Thanks everyone who has been showing your support and buying a drill index, and it really does support us and support the shop. And it's something that I have spent months working on. Sometimes it feels like it's being drug out way longer than it should, but I mean, seriously, it's. I mean, I have days where I need to make a correction on something, and I cannot figure out how to do that in Fusion. So I have to wait for my trainer, Kevin, to be available. So I'll send him an email. And then, of course, I have to wait for him to be available. So we get on, and then we get it fixed. And then before you know it, a whole day's gone by.
Yeah.
And then the next day comes around, I have another issue that I'm stuck with.
Yeah.
And then another day goes by.
I think that's what everyone's life is like.
That's happened many times,
Yeah.
So it just seems like the days got behind us. And but I'm really happy. I do want to say that I've been working on our new Miltronics VM 3018, and I now have the production rolling on that machine, and it sounds good.
She can sling some chips.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When I do that rough and pass, I've got this new 2-inch face mill called the Illuminator from Ingersoll Cutting Tools, and that thing slings some chips.
When he set it up the first time and he ran it, and then he comes into the office and he's like, "You have to come in here, look at this."
Oh yeah.
He was so excited. So
yeah. It was slinging some
really
chips.
is totally sweet.
Whenever you have a machine like that and you finally put it under a nice heavy load and a heavy chip load, and it's like throwing rooster tails, it's exciting because you're seeing the potential of what that machine can do. Everything isn't always these light little cuts where you're just shaping something and boom, you're done. It's nice seeing the machine and hearing it get put under a load and do what it's intended to do. And I've got those feeds and speeds dialed in really well. I think I have a little room for improvement, but I got it going. I'm reducing the overall cycle time already. It's cutting it faster, and I'm happy with it. So it's set, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to go any further. I'm just gonna leave it there because I know that there's a little bit of room for improvement. But when it comes around and it does that it takes a 1/4 inch off of one side off the entire top of that block. And when it's slinging those chips into that glass, it sounds like gravel is getting thrown into that glass. I'm just overlooking it like, that is so cool, man. It's just, so.
If you're questioning whether he loves it, he does.
Well, it's just within the past 2 days, as of recording this, that I now have Op1 and Op2 running at the same time, or in the same cycle, should I say. So I currently have it set up so that you put 2 pieces of raw stock in there, and this is on the left side whenever you're looking at the vices. 2 pieces of raw stock, tighten it up. And then the 2 that you just machined, Op1, get flipped upside down into the right side vise. So that's Op2. So when you hit cycle start, it machines the first 2 blocks, and then it comes over to the right side vise and it finishes those 2 blocks. So the theory, the idea behind this was every time I open the doors to reset, 2 finished drill indexes are coming out of the machine. And then those 2 that got on Op1 get flipped upside down, and then I grab 2 more blocks, put it in there, tighten everything up, shut the door, and you keep going. And it's working really well.
It's awesome.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
The machine, I've got the new Toolex vices that we decided to use on this job, and they're the jaws, the soft jaws, all that turned out great. And I'm telling you, those vices are sweet. They really are. That light just went off over there. The lamp. Oh, look, see, it just came back on.
Ghost?
Just went off again. Yep. That's weird. I haven't seen it do that before. I wonder if the light bulb might be bad in it. But anyway, it's going well, and so I've got about 20 down as of right now. We went ahead and bought another supply, so it's a total of 102 pieces when I make that order from Malro. So 2 of those are already botched. So I hopefully there's going to be 100 good ones out of that. And the other thing that I was going to make mention of too is that we've had a lot of people ask and say that they would be interested in one if we don't sell with the drills.
Yes.
And that's something that we're planning on doing too.
Yes.
I know that the drills add expense to that. But
They're beautiful, though.
When I launched this product, I always wanted it to have a new set of drills in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get through this first 100, basically, or is it 200? Yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
The first 200 is what I'm thinking of. I wanted to have it as like a premium thing where it's got all the drills in there. You have a complete set. And that's how I wanted to sell it. So now that we kind of we're getting through this first push, we're going to have more options for people, and where you can buy one with or without drills.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll have, at least like 3 color choices.
Correct.
At any time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're working towards there.
And we're still going to work on other types of products too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I got other things, but it's just me and Abby. So, I mean, there's only so much time in a day, and believe it or not, I mean, I'm around there all day.
Yeah.
I usually get to the shop around 6 o'clock in the morning because I wake up at 5 and I get to the shop. I like to try to beat the traffic though. Now that we have a commute, I try to beat the traffic. I get in, and then usually right around 5 o'clock that's kind of when it feels like a natural quitting time for us. But sometimes I'm there till 6 o'clock. So there's some days I'm there 12 hours, but that's those days where it feels like you don't really get a lot done because you're making all these fine adjustments and setting tools up and doing this and doing that. You're not really being all that productive and getting parts made and getting jobs done. It's like I'd spend a whole day just screwing around with stuff. And it happens all the time, you know. But I do spend a lot of time at the shop. But I love it. I like being there. I'm really enjoying the new machines and learning all the CNC stuff. It's really fascinating to me. And seeing the new VM cut the drill index now, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
It is awesome.
So that machine can run, it can make parts, while I'm over on the other machines getting jobs done. We have jobs come in and other projects and things, Yep. So.
Well, let's move on to our main topic today.
Yeah.
We had something arrive in the shop, and it is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I wanted you to talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So we wanted to talk about the Starrett and Gerstner collaboration with the replica number 200 tool chest.
Can I just really start off by saying that we got to tour Gerstner, and it is still one of my favorite things that I've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, I fell in love with that place. It's kind of hard not to.
It's a awesome business. It's an
Yeah.
awesome place to see, and the people there are awesome
Incredible.
too.
Yeah.
You know, they truly are craftsmen. You know, great skilled woodworkers, men and women. There's a bunch of them that work there that build these wooden chests. Just a great company. So, Gerstner, Gerstner and Sons is I think the official name, but I think everyone just says Gerstner. They were founded in 1906 by Harry Gerstner, and in Dayton, Ohio, and they're still in the original building.
That beautiful building.
Yep.
Oof.
And as Abby said, it's a great place to go and visit, and anybody can go by there. They have a showroom there. I don't know if you might have to plan if you want to see the shop or something, but I know you can go by there and they'll take you into the showroom where they have all their products on display. But they have local gatherings there because they'll do like a sale every year where they have all their seconds. You know, they come out there and sell them. But that was going back to when we got to do that tour at Gerstner. That was a great trip.
Wonderful experience.
And getting to see their manufacturing process of building these wooden chests. So if you're not familiar with Gerstner, you should be. You should look them up and go on their website. They have a lot of great historical info on their website too about their company. But they are the makers of fine wooden chests. They even have that plaque on their wall there. So they're kind of synonymous for their tool chest kind of being for machinists. That's what a lot of people consider them as a machinist box. But they're tool chests that are made for anyone that wants a nice, beautiful wooden tool chest.
Jewelry, art supplies,
Yep.
woodworkers. I mean,
anyone that has a need for a toolbox, it's great for it. But you don't have to use them for tools. Abby said you could put collectibles in there. You could put your jewelry, your watches, your rings, that kind of stuff in there. And over the years, they have kind of branched out into making different products. So they don't only make the tool chest anymore. Now they have other things, like for example, we have our travel bar from Gerstner, and that's a pretty cool concept and idea that they come up with and they started building. So it's designed to hold 2 liquor bottles of your choice, and they've got 3 drawers in there, so you can put the bourbon glasses in the bottom drawer if you want to, a couple other drawers. You know, one of them is cedar lined for cigars, so if you want to put your cigars in there, put your deck of cards in there, your dice. Comes with a cutting board, so you can have your cutting board for the garnishes. You know, so they have a travel bar. They have all these like nice little personal keepsake type boxes. You know, that for your jewelry and they have all kind of different products that they sell now, but they are all handcrafted right there in their factory in Dayton, Ohio.
and there are often boxes that we find in the wild.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they are beautiful to
Yep.
find.
They are.
So, and you got to know how to check for it.
Yep.
So you got to pull out that drawer and look for that stamp. But
So we recently put out a video on the channel there. It was a Tool Tuesday video going over this new tool chest, and in that video we show you how to look. If you're out in the wild, I know not everyone's familiar with a Gerstner. Once you get familiar with them, you can look at one and you can know right then that yes, that's a Gerstner box. But sometimes you don't know. So if you pull the lower drawer out, the drawers are made to just slide all the way out of them. That's how all of them are. And you pull the lid out too, because there's a cover that closes up, and you just pull that straight out. There'll be a stamp in the bottom that says H. Gerstner and Sons, Dayton, Ohio, and there's usually some part numbers and some handwritten numbers in there as well. And that's how you verify that it is a true Gerstner chest, because there were other makers out there that made wooden chests, but they had a few differences that set them apart from the Gerstner chest. But we showed that in the video of the stamp on how to look that up and see. But anyway, let's talk about this new chest that we have. Years ago, back in the 50s, Starrett, the Ella Starrett company, ended up working with Gerstner to build them a chest for Starrett to sell in their catalog. And it was the catalog number 200. I believe it was the 200W, I think is what it was called technically. And they wanted to, both those companies wanted to work together for a collaboration to bring back that tool chest. And they decided to do that for the 120th anniversary of Gerstner being in business. So they decided to make a replica of the number 200. Now it's the number 200 WCR. I'm trying to remember what the WCR stands for. I just lost it, but I'll bring it back. But anyway, they decided to bring back the 200, and they also decided for the 120th anniversary they were going to limit how many they build to 120. So they're doing a pre-sale for those 120 boxes right now over on the Starrett website. Starrett has a landing page, and that's where you go to pre-order them. We do have a link on our website to abom79.com that you can click on. It's going to take you to their landing page if you decide to pre-order one. But they reached out to me a couple of months ago because we have this partnership where we've worked together. We went to Starrett. We had a factory tour there over a couple of days, had a fantastic time. You know, we can talk all day about that.
It's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, it seriously is. I mean, that's another wonderful place to go to, is Athol, Massachusetts, and visit the Starrett factory. We had our visit with Gerstner. So we have this standing partnership now with both Starrett and Gerstner. You know, it's really cool that we know a lot of them, you know, first name basis, and, you know, occasionally email back and forth and discuss things. And they reached out to me and they told me that they're going to be bringing back the Starrett wooden chest and wanted to know if I would share one on the channel. That they were making 3 prototypes to prove it. And they were going to send me one of the prototypes to keep. And it's prototype number 3, or they call it sample number 3. So that's the version that we have. So our version of the box is extremely limited because there's only 3 of them called sample, 1, 2, and 3, and ours being 3. But other than those 3, they are building 120 of them, or they're capping the sales at 120 of them. And
I wonder if we can find it in one of the catalogs.
What, the tool chest?
Yeah.
I guarantee it's in one of those catalogs.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. It was in the 1950s catalogs. I don't know which one that is. But the new chest is absolutely beautiful. They're making it out of a wood called sapele. And they tell me that that is a type of African mahogany that's sustainably sourced. And it's a really nice, hard, durable wood that has good grain structure to it as well. And apparently the mahogany, they used mahogany for the original 200 as well, that they got from South America, but they're having problems being able to source that wood there now. So they found a new source in Africa, and that's where the wood is coming from. And if you take care of it, it should last generations. It really should last generations. And I'm really proud to have it. I mean, it's a beautiful box, and we're going to make use of it. I've already got it full of a bunch of my Starrett tools. We've got one of the drawers full of Granddad's tools in there, and that's all in the video if you check out the Tool Tuesday. Yeah. I told Abby, I said, I think I'm going to go through and find some more of Granddad's tools and go ahead and put them in that Gerstner. I like, you know, it's tools that we don't necessarily use every day. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I grab Granddad's tool just because I want to use that instead of, you know, my new Starrett tool. So,
I'm interested to know where you're going to put it in the shop.
Yeah, I don't.
You haven't found a place for it quite yet.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's probably going to stay in the office.
Yeah.
I think I need another, like, a metal toolbox that I can put in there next to.
Who doesn't need another toolbox?
I always need more toolboxes all the time. But I was thinking about getting another toolbox to go into the office because I keep a lot of our precision tools in there. And I have a lot of big tools that can't necessarily go into a drawer, so they have to sit on top, you know, of the toolbox. So I think I'm just going to get another one to put in there, and the Starrett will go on top of that, and then I'll have more drawers for a metal toolbox that I can just put stuff in because we're always running out of drawer space. And so that may be what we end up doing there. But I want to give a big thanks to Starrett and Gerstner both for the opportunity to work with them again on something like this. It really was fun, and we enjoyed making that video and sharing it. And we're going to enjoy owning that tool chest. So I hope 120 other folks out there get an order in and enjoy their limited edition, replica toolbox, Starrett replica toolbox.
Yeah, and as always, if you have an old one from a family member or whatever and it's signed, we would love to see it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so intrigued by that. So you talk about that in the video. Your box is from another machinist that you picked up. So
yeah,
what a cool thing.
Yeah, so I actually, besides the new Starrett box, I actually own 3 Gerstner tool chests. One of them out there in the shop I've got it on top of Granddad's roll-around toolbox, and that one I got a while back. It was a pick from Craigslist. It was a local Craigslist, but that one has some age to it. I mean, it is super dark from all the oil, all the cutting oil getting all over the wood.
As it should be.
That's a really, really cool box. I mean, it's just beautiful as it is. The other one that we have out there is one I bought a while back too from Van. He's got a machine shop here in Pensacola too, Bay Tool and Machine. And this was several years ago. I went and visited him one day, and we were walking through his shop. He's old school. I mean, old school machinist, all manual stuff. A lot of, an old grungy shop just packed full of stuff. That's his place. And we were walking through there, and we were looking at some of his stuff, and I saw that Gerstner over on a shelf, and it was just dust all over it. And I asked him, I was like, would you consider selling that? Yeah, make me an offer. I made him an offer. He goes, sold, take it. So I gave him some money for it. It wasn't a whole lot. I gave him some money for it. He was happy. And it was that box that I thought it would be really cool to restore it. And it was at that point that I reached out to Gerstner in an email. I don't know if they knew who I was, before that, but I reached out to him and asked them about restorations on the tool chest. And that's when they said, we would love to restore that for you. How about we collaborate on this? And would you be interested in coming up here and taking a factory tour, and putting it on the channel? I'm
Can't get yes out of our mouth fast enough.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So we sent them the box, and they went through a restoration process. And when we went up to do the factory tour, the gentleman, I can't remember his name, that did the restoration, but he was working on it still when we got there, and so we got to meet him, and he got to show us everything,
Man.
And
Absolute craftsman.
Yeah, I remember that he retired when he finished restoring that chest,
which is sad, but also good for him.
Well, he was done. He was at that age where he was ready to retire, and so he wanted to finish that restoration of our Starrett chest, and he retired. But that was a really cool experience, and again, just a really great group of people around there. And talk about the history. I mean, you go in that building, it's old, and they have Gerstner chests all over the place.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of historical pieces in there. They have Harry Gerstner's original tool chest in there. They have a lot of neat stuff. So a really great place to go by. If you're in the Dayton area, go by there and check out their showroom and see all the stuff that they build.
I was checking out their website, and I believe it said that he started the business with $100 that he had gotten from doing some woodworking.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what $100 would be in today's money then.
1906, that was probably
a lot of money.
That was a big bonus right there.
Yeah.
And I remember also, I want to say the folks at Gerstner talked to us about this when we were there, but Harry built himself a wooden tool chest. He built one for himself, and I believe his coworkers and colleagues asked him, "Hey, will you build one of those for me?" And he started building more tool chests for other people, for friends and coworkers, and that turned into a business. I think he ended up turning a side hustle into an actual business.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so cool.
If I remember right, also, Scott Campbell, who's the president there at Gerstner, he was telling me, I remember him talking about a Cooper. So it might have been Harry that was a Cooper, where I believe the people that make the wooden barrels like for whiskey and bourbon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with that. But really cool piece of history there. Building yourself a toolbox, and then everybody comes at you and says, hey, will you build me one of those too? And then you turn it into a big business that's still going strong 120 years later. Really cool.
Well, we love Gerstner and Starrett.
Yep.
So that's two great companies that we love working with.
Both great companies, and I encourage anyone listening to this, if you did not watch those factory videos, to go up on our channel and check them out, spend some time. I've got the Starrett factory video ended up being 3 videos because we had so much footage to share of that factory. It is massive. So we ended up making 3 videos of that.
Another beautiful building.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we can talk about that, experience in another episode.
I hope that that's not something that people become disenchanted with, the old things. I just don't want that to happen. It makes me sad to think about it.
When you're at Starrett and you're on their property and you're walking through the building and you're walking through the tunnel and you're walking out by the river and you're seeing the museum over across the street, how can you not just love the history in that place?
Agreed.
It really is an amazing story, success story. And there's still, I tell people this because it's true. I mean, they're still in Athol, Massachusetts making precision tools every single day. They make 5,000 different tools. And they're all made right there in Athol, Massachusetts. I won't say all of them because I know that's technically incorrect. But they make, I believe the figure I was told was 90%. Over 90% of what they sell is made in Athol, Massachusetts. Seriously. We walked through that plant. We were there for 3 days. And we saw all that happen. We saw all the machines and all the craftsmen there and all the machinists and the technicians. It was a factory full of people. I think they had about 600 people there working.
And it makes me appreciate your tools even more now after going there, especially like the rules. I needed to get one for my eBay store, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in his chest and get some out, and it's full of them, and they're just so beautiful. And I'm like, I don't want to mess anything up, because they're just so pretty.
Yeah. You cannot beat a Starrett rule. I mean, that's something that they really, really got down and got it figured out,
Yeah, they know what they're doing there.
That satin chrome that they put on them is beautiful.
And I love the one with the big numbers.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite one. I can't help it. I know it's just the regular size, but like,
well, that's
so
I
pretty.
can't remember the catalog number, but yeah, they make one that's, as Abby said, it's got large numbers on there, and we got a couple of those, and I give her one for you to use however you want. And that one is a great rule to use too. It looks like a ruler, like people went to school and they had a 12-inch ruler, but this one's stainless steel and it's got big numbers and lines on there.
I know this is silly, but like it's one of those things that I feel like I don't want to use because I don't want to get, marker on it or whatever, but I know that that's what it is for.
It is.
It is to put to work. And, I have to get over that. It's sort of like using the good china,
Just use it.
you just got to use it.
Use it.
You're supposed to use it.
Don't worry about them markies.
I
There's
know.
a Sharpie marks on there.
You can always get another one, and I know that.
You just wipe them off. You take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and just rub it right on off there.
Yeah. But I mean, if I get like a scratch on it, I'm like, oh,
no, don't worry about that.
I know they're supposed to be used.
You have to. They need to be used.
Yeah.
They really do need to be used.
Yeah. They're not just to sit in a box. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you enjoy that rule and you use it whenever you want to.
I think I'll use it today.
Go for it. But if you ever get a chance to swing by Starrett up in Athol, I believe they offer tours there as well. I don't know if they do it just, you might be able to drop by, and they said that they always try to show people around at any chance somebody stops by there, they try to show people around. But they will give tours, so maybe you just reach out to them ahead of time, and if you're going through and say, hey, we would love stop by and visit you guys, they will take you through there and show you their operation. They have no problems with that.
And especially if you're not from that area, it is just so absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful up there,
especially in the fall,
yeah.
And the weather's nice, so
yeah,
it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah. I'd like to go back there.
We're gonna.
Whenever we're back up in that area, I'd like to go back and visit again, and they've been doing some improvements there. They've been rearranging some of the work areas. So like my understanding now is they have one entire area dedicated to all the micrometers now, where they used to have this series of mics was over here, this series of mics was over here. Now they have them all in one spot. So they were working on improvements, you know, quality improvements, workflow improvements there at the factory.
What do you think was your favorite part of the factory? Do you think you could pick one thing?
The favorite part? That's tough. I'll tell you a couple of them. The milling machine room with all the cutters, that was cool. The milling department.
Agreed.
They still had all those old horizontal mills there, still running, still making parts. When we were there, they were working on a screw pitch gauge that has the different leafs, that has the different threads per inch on there. They were making some of those. So what they do is they stack those up. There's a big stack of them all pinched together in a vise, and you have a form tool that runs over the top of it that cuts the thread. So they had one mill running, cutting those. And then another guy, another machinist was there, and he was machining the bottom of the number 98 levels. That's also a form tool. And so he was cutting those. So we got to see that when we were walking through, but I loved that. And I was trying to remember the whenever we got to go down in the tunnel, and there's like a window that you pass, and the river flows underneath the building there. It's so cool. I like that. But the other thing that I really liked there too that we could not show on video was the museum. Not the museum. The archives, like the history. I don't know, the archives.
I wish that they could let me loose in that room. I would love to go in there and just organize everything. And I mean, it was packed to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And woof.
It was a big room. Like, I remember it was just shelves from floor to ceiling all the way around this big room. And they had catalogs, every catalog that was probably ever made. And I'm not talking about just Starrett. Every competitor brand, you know, all the historical things were in that room.
There were advertisements in there. There were photos.
Tools that, like, you don't even see anymore.
That's right.
Tools that were long out of production that they have gotten their hands on because, you know, they made this one tool 100 years ago and then took it away. Well, they've got that kind of stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know, so that was pretty cool, and that's where they kind of keep all their historical stuff, and then they slowly go through it little by little, and then they try to add some of that stuff to the museum across the street. That was one of my favorite things in there, though. But
so all the ladies putting together the indicators.
Yep.
You know, I think the last word is just one of the coolest. I love the name. I just think they're so pretty, and I was surprised at how many women they had working, and I love to see that. So
the indicator departments.
Oh, it was so cool.
The indicator departments and where they were building the number 120 caliper, it was all women in there. And so you had this one indicator room where they put together the small test indicators. They build them, and then one of the ladies, you know, she does the inspections, you know, and measures them, make sure that they're reading right. It was all women in there, and they're good. They're good at putting all. You got all these little tiny pieces that all have to go together.
Yep.
You know, so they have like these little. Some of them have like scopes, you know, that they're looking through, so they can put all these little parts and pieces together. Honestly, the whole place was fantastic.
Even the tumbler. I
was a great area.
Mesmerized by the tumbler. I mean, just mesmerized by it. So I was so happy to be in that space.
Yeah, and the gentleman there at the time that was that he was like I forget his name. I apologize. He was the one that kind of oversees the tumbling department. Been doing it for years. And they told me, like, this is stuff that they have worked on for years to perfect. So they finally, like, got everything figured out, how to get the perfect polish on things. You know, they had all these different tumblers with different types of media in there for doing different jobs. Some of them were for deburring. I think there was some that go through 3 different processes. You have 3 different medias that it goes through. Like, one is to get all the burrs off of it, you know, and then the next one is to get it all uniform in the same texture all the way around the surface around the part, and then the last one it goes to is to put the fine polish on it. Like, for example, the spring calipers, those, like, when you buy them today, you know, they have a really, really fine polish on them. That is all done in a tumbler there. you know.
It's so cool.
That was a cool department.
It
That was another.
We were in
great-
there forever because we were
Yeah.
both just like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, and some of the places like that was a little tough because us being content creators, and we really appreciate seeing things like that.
Yes.
And so we would be going through, and me and Abby are both like looking over at this tumbler, these parts in there, and we're like, we want to get some video of this. Well, we got to like stop. Wait, stop walking.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to
wanna
look at this. Like, you guys are
This
just
is so
blowing by
cool.
this,
I
and
know.
we want to see this too. So we're over there getting video of the tumbler going on and the parts, I mean, they were great about that, and they were like, yeah, if you want to stop, see anything, just tell us. So that was one of the places we're like, all right, slow down. We gotta check this out here.
Well, a shout out to all of the awesome people that work in the factories. We have always met just the greatest people, so sweet, and they really care about their job, and I appreciate that more than most people probably. So
Everyone there was awesome. Tim Cucci, he was our host, and
awesome.
Fantastic
Awesome guy,
job. He
man.
knew everybody there by
God,
name.
yeah.
He knew everybody's job and
Yeah.
what it was. So you could tell he was very versed in that
Yes.
place.
And really passionate for the people that work there, which again,
Mm-hmm.
I have goosebumps. I like to see that. It makes me happy.
That's one of the things that we noticed that we really like. It's definitely like a family culture there.
Yes.
All the skilled craftsmen there, and during our tour, there was so many times that somebody had to talk to Tim about something. And he
knew everybody.
He knew exactly who it was that was walking up and went over and talked to him.
And he worked in almost all of those departments, so he actually knew how to do them because he did it.
Yeah.
And I think that those are the people you promote and
Yeah.
put in those places because they understand what the person's going through and what needs to be improved and other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just impressive all the way around. I loved it.
Another interesting thing about Tim is that he said, whenever he was growing up, he wasn't into tools. Like he wasn't a tool guy.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how old he was when he got a job at Starrett, but when he got a job at Starrett, he didn't really know anything about tools. And look where he's at now. I mean, he helps manage that place and manage all these tools. He knows all the numbers and the processes that it takes to make every single tool in there.
You also know a lot of the numbers, which is nerdy and also very cute. But I was impressed. I didn't realize that you knew that much about Starrett tools. Like I mean, you talk about them all the time and you have them and you use them, but like you knew the numbers.
I know some of them.
A lot of them.
I know some of them because it's ones that I used a lot, and then once you get used to using that tool and saying that number a few times, then it just kind of sticks with you. But there's a lot of Starrett tools that I own and have that I cannot remember the number. There's a lot of them that you would ask me, what's this catalog number? I'm not going to remember all of them. But I think a lot of y'all were impressed that I was like, oh yeah, that's the number whatever over there.
Because even they were like, well, I think it's that, and he's spitting it out, and I'm like, of course he is, nerd.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That was very cool.
We walked up to, there was a display. This was in the area where they had like the Swiss machines out there running, and they have all the departments. They have like a display box that's like lined in red felt that shows all of the different parts and pieces during the manufacturing process. So sometimes it's like, after one process is done, this is what it looks like, and so forth. And we stopped and looked at one of those boxes there, and I instantly recognized one of them. I've got this one right here.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah, this piece right here. But I saw this in a rough machined form. I'm like, oh, that's the number 670. Check that out. I thought, for some reason, I thought it was metal. Like I thought it was cast iron. But this is actually aluminum. And I saw it down in there, and it was rough machined, the shape out. And that was like one of the ones that, Tim's like you know what number that is? Yeah, it's the 670. This one's the 671. This is a right angle attachment right here. And it comes with two different arms. That one, you can see it indicates this face. But what if you need to come around here and touch this side back here? Well, that's where this little arm comes on there. You pull the pin and you stick that one on there. So where this attachment works really good on an indicator, say you've got a big flange that you're chucking in a 4-jaw chuck and you're getting indicated, but the side that has a machine face on it that you need to true up is on the back side of the flange up against the chuck. Well, that's where you can take the 671, and let me just go ahead and do it real quick. Pull that pin, pull that arm off, stick that arm on here. See if I can get that little tiny pin to line up. There we go. And so now this contact point right here is on the back side that you're trying to indicate. And it just makes it super convenient. There's other setups, so you can use test indicators and other stuff, but I always like using my dial indicator, my 1-inch travel dial indicator, this guy right here. This is my go-to. I like to use this as much as I can. It's nice and big, it's just easy to see. And so you take this attachment, the 671, I don't have the 670 in here. Yeah, I do. Oh, I do have it in there. I forgot.
Well, of course you do.
I was going to talk about this in a previous episode, and we never did. All right, so there's the number 670 right there, okay? 670 attachment. It's this piece right here that I was referring to that I thought this was probably made out of like cast iron or something, like they cast it, but no, this is fully machined out of a piece of aluminum, and then they put the black wrinkle finish on here. So if you want to use this indicator right here to indicate a bore or reach up inside something, it's very simple. You just slide this down over the indicator right here. You got to get it lined up, right? There you go. You see, you just slide it down on that. Here's your contact point. See?
So cool.
So I use this all the time whenever I got to indicate a bore for something. To me, it's more convenient to use this setup right here than to pull a test indicator out and set it up and do that when this does the same exact thing. Especially when you're just trying to true up a board and a lathe. This works really good. But like I said, if you need to get around behind something, that's where this is the 670. You can take this one off. That's got a really close fit there, so you got to pull that off. If you need to get in behind it, you can put the 671 on there, which is this guy. I'm doing it on camera, so that's why it doesn't want to go. But it's a really close fit. So there you go. So here's your contact point now over on this side. So get in behind, you got to get in behind something. That's what you can do. And then use your nice big 1-inch travel dial indicator there, your Starrett dial indicator to indicate that. So two of my favorite attachments, the 670, the 671. And I thought it was cool that I got to see these. We didn't get to see all these pieces being made, but like this particular, this kind of goes into when you're making precision tools, there's a lot of parts you got to make. So just to make this right here, you have the body, so that's one part. This screw, so that's two. You have the stylus, the arm right here, that's three. Then you have two little tiny set screws that are on both sides of this that hold that. That's where it pivots. All right. So you got 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to make this one little tool right there. And like those little tiny screws, and you got a little hex nut there on it too. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little parts to make a number 670 right there. And they make every bit of that in-house in Athol. All the screws, everything, it's made right there. They do all the coatings, the paintings, right there in Athol. I love these little attachments. So anyway, there's a little more about my indicators and attachments that I really like. But you ready to wrap this episode up?
I think so.
Yeah, we wanted to touch on the new Starrett chest there made by Gerstner. So you guys please check that video out, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And I think Abby might wanted to make another mention about the podcast room, right?
Yes, we have loved this podcast room, but we are trying to move out of this place.
Yeah.
So we are going to move it to our new location.
Yep.
And I bought some new stuff for the podcast room, and it's going to look really, really great. And I love decorating, so it's going to basically be all these things, just a little bit different setup. So I cannot wait to decorate it, and I can't wait to show you guys. So
it's going to give Abby a complete new slate to set up. So we bought some shelves, like
Yep.
some cabinet type shelves that she can use. And yeah, everything you see in here, we're going to box everything up carefully. We're going to take it to the new place and set it up. It'll look completely different.
It will.
It's actually going to be the dining room of the house that we're living in, but we're going to use it as our podcast room.
And it's going to be quiet. It's been quiet in here today, though, for some reason. So I'm not
Yeah.
hearing all the cars, but like we normally
Yeah.
do. But it is really quiet over there. So we're going to put furniture together this weekend and really test our marriage.
Oh, how fun is that? Well, it's I will say this is Saturday. I worked half a day today, and we wanted to go ahead and get a podcast in. But now, since it's Saturday evening, I'm ready to get home. We're going to have a cold beer. I'm going to throw some pork chops on the grill.
Indeed.
And we're going to start putting furniture together.
Yes, we are. So hopefully we'll still be married on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding.
It'll be just fine. Well, you about done then?
I think we're done.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, and we're looking forward to building out our new podcast room. Hopefully that's going to be coming up very soon.
Yes.
So we will see you guys on the next episode.